Hey everyone, welcome to my Raw review, the Slammy Awards edition of Raw review. And I have to say that this is probably one of the more better 3-hour Raws that I've seen in a while. You know, some people say that Raw doesn't really deliver on a 3-hour broadcast. I have to say they did deliver here. Not just because of the awards that were handed out, not just because of some of the moments that we saw tonight, or the highlights as I like to call them, but because of some of the matches that were added to TLC this Sunday. And I'll tell you why those really helped make this one of the better 3-hour Raws that I've seen. Because first of all, we all knew some of these matches were going to come about. We just didn't know how they were going to come about or what kind of matches they were going to be. For example, one of the matches announced tonight for TLC is a Divas Tag Team Table Match. That's right. It's going to be Michelle and Layla Cool, taking on Natalya and Beth Phoenix. Now, I was hoping, honest to God, I was hoping that WWE would make a ladder match, fatal 4-way ladder match between these four ladies for the Divas title. Sorry for the stop there. But apparently they don't want to go in that direction just yet. I mean, yeah, we are going to get a fatal 4-way between the four. There's no doubt about it. But right now, WWE doesn't want to go in that direction. I think the reason they're doing this tables match, the reason they're doing this, is to see if Cool still can get over. If Cool has finally proven throughout the year that they are the most overrated, if not over heelish-wise, divas in the WWE. This is basically, this tables match is like a proving ground to see if to see if Michelle and Layla are willing to put their bodies through anything for the WWE Universe, as well as for, storyline-wise, the Divas Championship. So I believe this match at TLC, this Divas Tag Team Table Match that was announced last night, because it is last night, so it's Tuesday morning, so you get what I'm saying. When it was announced last night, I believe it's going to be one of the better diva matches we've seen, because it is going to be more physical. It is going to be a little bit more violent than an average divas match. And I believe we're going to have one or two things happen in this match. One of these two things is going to happen. We're either going to finally get to that dissension that we've been wanting to see between Cool for a long time, or we might have a twist, a curveball thrown our way, and have the Glamazon possibly turn heel. Maybe even Natalya. But I doubt Natalya will, because she's kind of over right now as a face. You know what I'm saying? As a babyface diva. But that could be the curveball that's thrown our way during this tables match. If you get what I'm saying. Now the reason I say this could also go in the other way with dissension between Cool is because if you think about it, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist or anything to see that storyline-wise, Michelle is out for herself more than she is Layla. I mean, yeah, she'll come to Layla's aid, she'll help Layla in a match and all that, but storyline-wise, it's always to cover her butt, if you know what I mean. Always to cover her ass, if you will. You know, and not make Layla suspicious. Well, I've got a feeling that if WWE wants to finally cause dissension between this diva tag team, that they're going to do something in this tables match. And what I believe they're going to do is they're going to have Michelle walk out on Layla. Let Layla get put through a table instead of trying to prevent Layla from going. I mean, here's what I see. I see Michelle almost going through a table, but finds a way to escape and get out of the ring. Then Beth and Natalya grab Layla, and Layla's trying to call for her to come help her, but yet Michelle just backs off, just walks away, and says, you know, she doesn't want to deal with this anymore, and Layla gets put through. That's what I believe one way they could go. Now, like I said, however, they could throw the curveball and have either Beth, or maybe even surprisingly Natalya, go heel, but I seriously doubt it. But like I said, this could be one of the better Diva matches that we've seen in a while, because it will be a little bit more physical, it will be a little bit more violent, and I believe for Layla and Michelle McCool, it's going to be a proving ground to see if they are capable of participating in any kind of match WWE puts them in. So, to me, it's like a proving ground, and I think it's going to be one, like I said, one of the better Diva matches we've seen. Now, another match that was announced tonight, I believe is going to be one of the show stealers this Sunday. That's right, I believe it's going to be one of the show stealers this Sunday. And it got announced during, like, I think the second match of the night. Alright, it's going to be for the Intercontinental Championship. It's going to be a triple threat ladder match. Dolph Ziggler defending against Kofi Kingston and Jack Swagger. And the reason I say this could be one of the matches that steals the show is because these three, look what these three did in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. Look at what they did there. Imagine what those three can do at TLC when a championship's on the line. Think about what these three can do. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they could literally steal the show. Literally. But they may not be the only show stealer of the night. That match may not be the only show stealer. The other show stealer of the night could be the other ladder match. That's right, there's going to be two ladder matches. Two straight up ladder matches. The triple threat one, as well as a #1 contenders ladder match between Sheamus and John Morrison. Now the way this came about was on Raw, they were supposed to have the rubber match, the blow-off match, right? That didn't happen because the two just started brawling with each other, would not listen to the ref's orders, and because of that got double disqualified. So what does the GM do? The GM obviously understands that, you know, they can't settle it on Raw. So what's the GM do? The GM says, fine, if you can't settle it on Raw, you're going to settle it at TLC, but I'm going to make sure this comes to an end by raising the stakes. And how does the GM raise the stakes? By having the winner of the match become the #1 contender to the WWE Championship, but on one condition. The only way you can become #1 contender is by climbing a ladder and grabbing the contract. That's right. The ladder match. That's right. The ladder match will be a #1 contenders match with the contract for a shot at the WWE Championship on the line. That's right. Now this match, like I say, could, along with that triple threat ladder match, could be the show stealer of the evening. Why? Excuse me. Let me explain why. Because now let me explain why it's going to be the show stealer. Because whoever wins this match, that will tell you later on who becomes the WWE Champion. That's right. That's right. Whoever wins this match at the TLC, whoever becomes the #1 contender, that will show you and indicate to you who's walking out with the WWE Championship at TLC. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a show stealer, just like that triple threat match. But it's going to be a show stealer not just because of the fact that it's got two phenomenal athletes in Sheamus and John Morrison. And John Morrison, God knows what he can do in a ladder match with his parkour training and everything. Who knows? But this, like I said, will determine who walks out of TLC with the WWE Championship, because this is what could happen. If Sheamus beats John Morrison, then obviously they're going to have Randy Orton walking out with the championship. No doubt about it. However, if they finally decide to give John Morrison that push and that opportunity at the WWE Championship, then Miz walks out with the championship. Now I know you're thinking, well, Brian, they could throw us a curveball, right? They can make us think that, but they can go the other direction, right? Yeah, they could. They could go the other direction, because let me explain. If Sheamus was to win and Miz won, this would work one way. One or two ways. Apparently, if Sheamus wins and Miz wins, this would be WWE's opportunity to try to slowly turn Miz into a babyface. I mean, he's got some fans already, there's no doubt about it, but overall right now, people just hate him. Okay, the fans just hate him. So, apparently, what could happen is if Sheamus wins, then slowly they'll start turning Miz into a babyface by having him insult Sheamus. Now, it would be a surprise if they tried to turn Sheamus babyface, but I seriously doubt it. Now, if John Morrison won and Randy Orton won, then apparently you would have the average face versus face main event. You'd have some tension, you'd have a little bit of brawling and everything, and you'd have your contract signing and all that, making it look like an epic match, which would be pretty cool. But since we're in the era of the PG ratings now, I seriously doubt that. Because let me bring you down to earth and explain. How many times have we seen babyface against babyface in this PG era? With the exception of Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. How many times have we seen it? Very few times, right? Very few times. I mean, it's like with the King of the Ring a couple weeks ago. I mean, they could have had John Morrison beat Sheamus and become King of the Ring, right? They could have done that. They could have done that. Or what they could have done, is they could have had Sheamus compete in the second round, have him lose to whoever, maybe, I don't know. Well, you get what I'm saying, right? We could have saw heel versus heel a couple weeks ago in King of the Ring, but we didn't. You get what I'm saying? We're in the era now to where very rarely do you see babyface against babyface, with a few exceptions here and there, but it's mostly babyface against heel, heel against babyface, good guy versus bad guy versus good guy, hero versus villain, villain versus hero. That's about it. That is about it. So again, like I said, this number one contenders ladder match will not only be a show stealer, but whoever wins it will determine, or not just determine, but whoever walks out the number one contender will definitely answer the question of who walks out with the WWE Championship. Now, I don't know exactly when they put the WWE Championship match on. They might put it on second to last. They might put it on in the middle of the show. And then they might put the ladder match on later on to throw us off. They could do that. But if they put the ladder match on before the WWE Championship, then you know as well as I do, whoever walks out the number one contender, that will show you and tell you who walks out with the WWE Championship as well. So, and like I said, they could give us a twist. They could have heel versus heel, but that heel, being the Miz as champion, could slowly start turning into a babyface because of this matchup he would have with Sheamus. But then again, if it's Morrison against Orton, they would build that up to make it look like an epic match, which it probably would be. Now, besides that, like I mentioned, the other matches that were signed tonight was the Divas table match. Now, I did mention, like I said, well, I feel that could go one of two ways, right? Another match was also signed tonight, as it will be John Cena versus Wade Barrett in a chairs match. Now, we all knew John Cena was going to get rehired. I mean, if you were at Fort Hood, Texas this past Saturday at Tribute to the Troops, or if you read the spoilers from it, then you know John Cena was going to be rehired anyway, because he was in a, I think, what, a six-man tag team match at the at Tribute to the Troops. So you knew he was going to get rehired, no doubt about it. But here's the thing. Tonight, WWE both made Wade Barrett and John Cena look strong. But how are they going to make it? But the thing is now, who's going to win? Well, the apparent answer would be John Cena, because they want to send the WWE home on a happy note and end the year for the WWE Universe on a happy note. But here's why a lot of people would be predicting John Cena to win. Like I said, not just for WWE to send the WWE Universe home on a happy note and end the year, or end the final pay-per-view on a happy note, but here's why as well. David Otunga. Let me explain the situation with David Otunga. David Otunga, in case you don't know, has had a rebellious attitude towards Wade Barrett. Basically, David Otunga has the attitude of, I should be the leader and not Wade Barrett. Kind of like a Starscream Megatron relationship, you know? If you go back to Transformers, you know that Starscream always wanted to be the leader and always was reluctant to do what Megatron told him, but he did it. Because Megatron was the leader and he had control, he had the power. Same with Wade Barrett. So here's what I see happening. Depending on what happens at TLC, in which I think we all know what could happen, we could be wrong though, we could be wrong, keep that in mind. WWE, I believe, is going to build up Wade Barrett and David Otunga to face each other in a Nexus matchup, possibly on the last Raw of 2010, which would be on the 27th. Why do I say that? Well, this is what I look at. If I'm WWE, and I want to finally put an end to this situation, this rivalry, this rebelliousness, or this animosity between the two, I put them in a match against each other with the leadership of Nexus on the line. That's right. Because think about it. What would fans like to see more in 2011? Would they like to see Wade Barrett continue to be the leader? Or would they like to see someone like David Otunga humiliate Wade Barrett in the same way Wade Barrett humiliated John Cena? Get what I'm saying? So anyway, that's what I believe this is all going to lead up to eventually. John Cena will probably beat Wade Barrett at TLC. Again, could be wrong. Keep that in mind. But either way, it's going to lead to a David Otunga Wade Barrett match for leadership of Nexus. I know it, and everybody else does. Now, as far as the rest of the night went, I thought again it was a pretty decent Raw. A pretty decent 3-hour Raw, Slammy Award edition of it. Thought it was pretty good. Now let's talk about some of the awards that were handed out. And again, let me get my app here. Let me get my app. It's right here. Let's talk about the awards. Now, the first award handed out was Shocker of the Year. And this was presented by David Arquette. That's right, David Arquette was there tonight. So I guess he was the guest host or something like that. Now, Shocker of the Year was Nexus debuting back in the summer. This led, of course, to a match made by the general manager of Raw between Wade Barrett and The Big Show. Now, the second match of the night was the Despicable Me Award. And the winner of that was CM Punk ruining Rey Mysterio's daughter Aaliyah's birthday by singing Happy Birthday to her. You remember that? Now, the second match of the night was guest star Shiny Moment, which was won by Pee Wee Herman. Herman matching wits with The Miz. That's why Pee Wee Herman won the award. Now the Holy Shit Award, even though they didn't say shit on the air because it's PG, but the Holy Shit Award went to John Cena giving the attitude adjustment to Batista off his car through a stage, and I think that was at Extreme Rules. It was actually called the Holy Shit Move Award, but you get what I'm saying. Then we had the Fan Reaction Award. This is basically based on the fans' reactions to some moments that they saw in the WWE. And the winner was the girl that made the angry face after Miz cashed in and won the WWE Championship from Randy Orton. And what does Miz do? He comes out and takes the Slammy Award, but he kind of takes it in a more kind of sinister, sweet way. Like, basically he's telling the little girl, I'll take this for safekeeping so you don't ruin it. But I'm pretty sure backstage, after cameras went off, he gave it back to the little girl. So anyway, and this of course leads to a match between Miz and Rey Mysterio, because the Raw GM has announced that Rey and Randy would face former world champions. Not Rey, but Miz and Randy would face former world champions. Miz took on Rey, and thanks to the distraction from Alberto Del Rio, Rey lost the match. Now the Old Snap Meltdown Award went to Edge. Edge actually was presenting the award along with Christian, and he actually won it because he snapped and broke the Raw laptop, the GM laptop, when he was a part of Raw. And then we had the Knucklehead Award, which was won by LayCool in this situation with Mae Young swearing at LayCool. And then Michelle won Diva of the Year by winning the Divas Battle Royal. And then let's see. Moment of the Year, that went to Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. Shawn Michaels accepting it from an undisclosed location because he's afraid if he tells them where he is, WWE say, "Come on back." You know. So he won that one, and everybody was happy to see him. Then Michael Cole awarded himself the I Quote Award. And then Superstar of the Year, of course, went to John Cena, who wrestled later on that night against David Otunga. Now, Randy Orton did compete against the former world champion as well. He took on David Arquette and Alex Riley in a handicap match, won the match, put David Arquette through a table. So overall, it was a decent Raw, one of the better 3-hour editions of it, especially for the Slammy Awards. And like I said, had some good highlights, not just match-wise, not just moment-wise, like with the rehiring of Cena and all that, but also, to me, the match announcements for this Sunday at TLC, because to me, I think WWE, you gotta give them credit, made it sound like some of these matches were epic. I mean, 4 matches announced in one night. Triple threat ladder match, #1 contenders ladder match, Divas table match, and a chairs match. What more can you ask for? But that's all I'm going to say on it. And again, tell me what you think, because I truly believe, again, I'm sticking to my guns here, about what I said about some of the matches at TLC. Like I said, the #1 contenders ladder match, I believe, is going to determine who walks out with the WWE Championship later on that night. Because like I said, if Sheamus wins, Randy's champion. Morrison wins, Miz champion. But then again, they could throw curveballs. I believe I believe this whole situation with Otunga and Barrett is going to lead us to a Nexus matchup for leadership of Nexus. So, just tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you agree or not. Comment down below. I thank you all for watching, and peace. God bless.